Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Wake your ass up, fool. John Jay and Rich. What's crackin' This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John Jay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010, we're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be, and in the place to be. And you're listening to John Jay and Rich. Wake your ass up.
104.7 Kiss FM, John Jay and Rich. It's Friday.
It's Friday!
Yay!
Good Friday.
It's Friday. Last night was opening day for the Arizona Diamondbacks, actually for all of baseball. I got invited to the game.
How was it?
Oh, I said I couldn't go.
Of course you did.
My excuse was I couldn't go. My wife's in New York. My wife was at the U of A Duke game last night, right, by herself. Well, she ended up, obviously she knows everybody. She had all these friends there. She went to the game. And she had booked her hotel because she was supposed to come home yesterday. But when the U of A Duke game for Sweet 16 was last night, she was like, oh, I'll just stay. So she ran out of clothes, right? She had to buy, one of those Sweet 16 shirts. She booked her hotel, which she was pretty sure was where the team was staying. Turns out, wrong team.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She was with the Duke people.
Oh, she was a good luck charm for them.
She was with all the Duke people. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it was. I woke up this morning and found out that they didn't. U of A did not win. But anyway,
They put up a good fight, though,
They
against
did.
a pretty amazing team.
Yeah.
That Duke team is insane. They were literally, the announcers were saying that that's the tallest team in the NCAA. Like, the shortest person they have on that team is 6'6".
Wow. Did
Like,
you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched the game. Of course I watched the game.
I saw something at halftime. I'm like, gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Duke
I
ran
was
away
like,
with it,
Go,
but-
Blake's in New York.
Blake's in New York. I literally stopped watching the basketball game, didn't go to the baseball game so I could watch the season finale of Reacher.
How was it?
It's really good. It's really good, you guys. So if you're a fan of just violence and the good guys always winning,
Yeah.
you watch Reacher.
I think I am. That's a really good sell,
Yeah,
actually.
it's on Amazon Prime. So on a total random side note, just in my own little, if I may, just kind of like a little smile. I'm on the radio. I've been on TV. We do TV hits all the time. We were in the Jonas Brothers movie. People have written about us in a book before. We've been in a couple of books, right?
Novels.
A TV show, Richard, but and I feel like all forms of media we've been on. And then something happened yesterday that took my own brand to a new level. I was mentioned on a true crime murder podcast.
What?
Wow.
As a potential suspect?
And a couple people.
Why?
There's some podcast, I can't remember the name of it. It's a pretty popular podcast, True Crime. And I had so many people send me the link. And here, I'll play it for you.
You guys, this one's going to be a doozy. Authorities have yet to say why Christopher allegedly shot and murdered his brother. Now, on a local to Arizona note, a prominent Arizona radio DJ was interviewed by local TV affiliate 12 News because he lives in Artie's neighborhood. John Jay of the John Jay and Rich show said he couldn't believe that his quiet neighborhood would have that sort of violence. Now, I couldn't find anything about him knowing Artie, but I do understand that Artie has a wife and 3 children.
Eh?
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know Artie.
Prominent.
Prominent. That's what I was. My whole thing was prominent.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That sounds like AI. She sounds like AI.
Oh, she does?
I wonder if it is like
Yeah.
a true crime AI podcast.
Now, let's
But
But
say...
she couldn't find anything.
Because if you listen to other podcasts, you got Peyton, who's now a public figure,
Yes.
and now I'm prominent. I said this to my
Amazing,
sister. My
guys.
sister's like, that's incredible. I go, yeah, I'm prominent.
That's pretty good. Now, let's say this podcast was like going over you as like a murder suspect, and they came to talk to me and Kyle. We'd be like, it couldn't be John Jay. He doesn't go anywhere.
Or talk to anyone.
He wouldn't have a problem with his neighbor. He doesn't even know any of his neighbors.
Somehow I inserted myself into this murder story in my neighborhood, and I shouldn't have. And
Why would he have a problem? He's never talked to any of his neighbors. He doesn't know who any of He doesn't know who lives next door. There's no way he's mad enough to murder
You
them.
can't find out anything about this guy. Yeah, because I was just driving down the street when he started asking me a question. I wasn't planning on going there. Anyway, and now speaking of podcasts, on Sunday, brand new podcast on our radio show. It's going to be on the John Jay and Rich On Demand channel. So if you're listening to the podcast of this right now, a podcast of this, not live, you listen to a podcast of this, same channel. On Sundays, we're now dropping couples therapy podcasts. So it's going to be each one of us with our significant other hosting a segment. And the first one is this Sunday, and it's Rich. So how did that go yesterday?
I actually had a lot of fun doing a podcast with Stacy. She's really funny. Very funny. And she has kind of an opinion about everything. She does not hold back at all. She comes after me a little bit, which is funny. People will enjoy hearing that.
The thing is, though, we asked our audience, we said, hey, if you listen to the show and there's stuff you want to ask Rich and Stacy, we put it up questions on Facebook and on Instagram. And then we're going to drop the podcast Sunday at 10 a.m. on the On Demand channel. And then, like, next week, it could be Kyle and her husband Fish, or Peyton, Kadeem, or me and Blake. We don't know yet what order it's going to go in. But what were some of the questions?
I brought a clip. Would you guys like to hear a clip?
You brought a clip?
Let me introduce you to the audience. So, Stacy, for those who don't know, I know we've talked about it on this show before, but you have your, correct me if I'm wrong, you have your English master's with an emphasis in writing.
No, that's wrong.
Your favorite color is periwinkle.
That is not true.
Your favorite car is a Honda Accord.
No, it's not.
What is your favorite car?
Why are you saying these things? You know what my favorite car is.
I don't know what her favorite car is.
She didn't know her whatever. Yes, I don't think I know what Blake's degree's in.
Well, I know she has a theology master, but she has another master on top of that. And I thought it was English. I guess not.
So what was it? Oh, we have to listen to the podcast to find out.
Yeah, I bought another clip. You want to hear another clip?
Yeah.
Another clip. What else can you not with? What do you see that you cannot when you see it? Give me a fashion I cannot.
Oh, if you don't match your belt to your shoes, that's annoying. If you're too matchy, that is also annoying.
I love Stacey. She's one of my favorite people. She is so funny.
Now, Cal, when you and Fish hosted, you have some insecurities?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck we're going to talk about that anyone will care about.
Well, we'll ask everyone to ask you questions.
I brought this up to him like that. Because remember I told you a couple weeks back he wanted to do a podcast?
Right.
And I'm like, people don't care about us planning on who's going to pick up who from baseball or football. Like, people don't care. And he's like, that'll be our podcast name. Nobody cares. I'm like, why would anybody care about a podcast that says nobody would care?
Funny.
So as we're talking about, and then I told him, hey, we're going to do a podcast on the show where each couple comes in and does a podcast. And he's like, so now they're trying to steal my thing? Trying to steal my idea? I was like, no. If anything, it'll give us a good idea on why we're not going to do it.
Well, I think what was really helpful is Peyton sent a bunch of questions over from listeners from Facebook, and they're all, asking what life is really like at home, and we want to know that about you guys.
Yeah.
So
here's what life is like at home. Who's going to pick up puppies? Are you going to go with Addie, or am I going with Addie? Are we going to go to practice together? Perfect.
Somebody asked us who's in charge of the house, and I didn't know, so I asked Stacy.
Good.
That's your answer.
I think you'll get some really good questions for Kyle and Fish. Walk us through Sundays. Walk us through Sundays. Domino's Pizza and doing it. Yeah, that is going to be great. So that'll Rich's podcast with his wife drops Sunday at 10 a.m. on the John Jay and Rich On Demand channel.
I don't know how you found us,
but I'm so thankful that you did. It's John Jay and Rich.
The text line, you text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. In fact, here's the text. John Jay and Rich, your all spring break busts have been wild this week. No one's had a normal bust. Attempted kidnappings, missing toes, deliverance in Nashville. Wild. Love y'all from Nashville. Thank you, 615. So those spring break busts are crazy. Kyle, what do you got? 3 things we need to know.
So Blue Origin has set a date for its space flight featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez. They'll all be on this all-female crew, April 14th in West Texas. They're going to travel to the boundary of Earth's atmosphere. Once they arrive, they will be weightless for roughly 4 minutes. It's going to be the ride of their life. And Gayle King has talked about how she's kind of nervous and scared about it, but also excited at the same time. So it'll be kind of fun to watch their journey because they're going to be streaming the whole thing.
I have a little theory. So I'm like, because, Jeff Bezos is getting married pretty soon, right? And the hype, all this wedding is supposed to be humongous.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, you're one of the richest men in the world. Why are you getting married? Now I'm like, oh, I get it. He's looking like a good guy getting married, but then he's sending it off to space, hoping something goes wrong before the wedding.
So lame.
Something goes wrong.
John
Like, oh my God, such a tragedy.
What
Turns out they're
Well,
stranded at the
something like
space station.
I loved her and I wanted to get married. And
I thought he was putting her on the flight to like make everyone else feel more comfortable about it. Like if I'm comfortable enough
that makes
putting
sense.
the love of my life on this flight to know she's safe.
That's probably the actual thing. That I hope something happens to
I
her.
mean, we would hope. So some people soft launch their relationships, and that, if you don't know, is when online you post like a picture of your hands together at dinner. And so everybody knows you're seeing someone, they don't know exactly who just yet. But experts say soft launching your relationship could actually backfire. It could even breed distrust. So they said the first few dates or months into a new relationship is just like assessing how other people are going to react. If you soft launch the relationship, that effectively means you're just gauging the world's perceptions on your relationship before you've had a chance to like really figure it out. So the person might start distrusting you because they're like, oh, you care more about the other people's opinions rather than figuring out your own opinion. They also say that it could backfire because your new suitor may not appreciate being kept under wraps. Like they want the hard launch. They want to
be shown off.
Yeah. Like, how come you're just showing my hand? Like, you don't want to show me? You don't want anyone to know who I am? So just know, if you're preparing to soft launch your relationship, maybe it's something you talk about the person you're dating with. Now, I saw this story and I immediately thought of Nick, our producer, because he's a Disney adult, right? He's a Marvel fan. He loves all the Disney stuff. And I was really excited about this for him. So Disney and Gap are bringing the Muppets to your closet. They just launched a limited edition Muppets fashion capsule. It's got t-shirts, sweatshirts featuring Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, literally the whole cast and crew animal. They're wearing outfits from Gap's Spring Essentials collection. So, Nick, I know, it's gift time for you, I think.
They're amazing. It's so cool. The Kermit one, he looks so serious.
He's so serious.
Such a
You know, I saw that Kermit the Frog was doing like a college commencement speech somewhere.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, do you know where that is, Nick? I saw that headline somewhere and I was like, oh, that's silly, but it's real.
Yeah, he's got I can't remember what it is, but he has an honorary degree from that school already.
Kermit does? He's like, you got to be careful about STDs. One comedy.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I know Snoop Dogg is doing the commencement speech for the USC College of Business
that's cool.
this year. I'm like, that's awesome. Everyone, cut to everyone trying to enter the College School of Business and graduate this year. And that's 3 things you need to know.
It's Friday. It's horoscope time. What's the vibe today, Peyton?
I'm going to be telling you what kind of driver you are based on your zodiac sign. And if it's your birthday today, you share a birthday with Lady Gaga, Vince Vaughn, Julia Stiles, and Reba. And you are an Aries. You're an Aries.
Jen, good morning. What's your sign?
Good morning, Aquarius.
Okay, Aquarius, you're the one who drives like they're in a sci-fi movie. Aquarius, you definitely talk to your car like it's an AI assistant. You love all the newest car tech, and if your car doesn't have autopilot, you just don't want it. You drive like you're above traffic laws, which means you're going to randomly go really fast and then go really slow because you're thinking about something super deep.
Oh, for sure. I spent 90% of my time in the carpool lane today, so that's for sure.
There it is.
Thanks, Jen.
Did you guys see that new bill, apparently?
Yeah.
That's being proposed about how electric vehicles can no longer go in the HOV lane solo?
I don't like that at all. That's the only reason I have an electric
I was going to say, I
No.
think that was one of the benefits
That's
back in the day.
the one benefit.
Right?
The one.
It's like you can't
I'm glad that they did.
you can't trust these people.
No.
Like I know I saw like in California, like now you can only charge your car at certain times because of the electricity shortage or something like that.
I'll tell you, if I've had 3 electric cars, I will never buy another new electric car.
Really?
I won't do it. Need gas.
Julian, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Julian. What's your sign?
Taurus.
Okay, Taurus, you're the chill driver. You're never in a rush, and you've got those heated seats on, a coffee in one hand, and your perfectly curated playlist going. And if somebody honks at you, you literally just do not care. You'll get there when you get there, and you will absolutely stop for snacks on the way.
That is definitely accurate.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julian. Thank you, Julian. Have a great day, Julian. Mike, what's up, dog?
Good morning. Happy Friday, fam. Let's see what the Virgo's driver.
Wait, before she does Virgo, for some reason, Nick has you on the screen as Rivian Mike. Is that what you drive? An electric Rivian?
I do not drive them. I work on them. I fix them and keep them on the road.
Oh, you work on them. Interesting. And yet, are you driving a gas
I
car?
am a mechanic. I am driving a 2007 Toyota Yaris.
Is that electric?
Yes. No, it's a gas.
Oh, that's too bad it's not, because you could go Yaris. That's why they call it the Toyota Yaris. All
It
right.
doesn't even have power windows. I have manual windows on it.
That's awesome.
Throwback.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for Virgo, Peyton?
Well, for Virgo, John Jay, I don't think that this rings true to you at all, but maybe some other Virgos out there, maybe Mike, you can relate. Virgo, your turn signal has been on for like 5 full seconds before you even think about merging. You follow every traffic rule perfectly, and the idea of not fully stopping at stop signs gives you anxiety. And if somebody does something illegal in front of you, you will judge them and possibly call the authorities.
No, that is definitely me. I'm from California, so I love the California stop.
It's the best.
I know there's a Virgo out there that
Yeah.
relates. I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike. Drive safe, dog. How about Hudson? What's up, dude? What's your sign?
Hi, I'm a Leo.
Okay, me too. Okay, Leos. I don't think that this rings true for me, but maybe for you, Hudson. The one who thinks they own the road. Leo, we are convinced that we are the main character on the highway. Our car is always clean. Not true for me. Your sunglasses are always on. Not true for me. And if somebody dares to go slower in front of you, unacceptable. That is facts. You love when people stare at your car at a red light because, let's be honest, us Leos, we just look that good behind the wheel.
Yeah, I don't have a car myself. I'm only 12, but that's
But when you start driving, Hudson, you're going to be the main character.
What about on your
bike?
bike? Same thing on your bike. How about for Kyle, Pisces? I'm sorry, Libra.
Kyle for Libra. When it comes to the roads, you are the indecisive lane changer. Libra, you cannot decide which lane is best, so you just keep switching. You're the type to slow down to let someone in and then wave apologetically when you realize you actually needed to be back in their lane, and your biggest struggle is just choosing which drive-through to stop at on a road trip.
Okay, first of all, the far left lane is the only lane to be in.
That's true.
Anytime I'm driving, that is the lane I am in.
Whenever I've seen you, you're passing me on the highway.
I have a snapshot in my head of Kyle driving, and it's like I feel like she's so close to the steering wheel and drives so fast.
I don't feel like I'm close to the
Because
steering
I think
wheel.
you're little. So you're little, so maybe to you it's not, but when I see you, it's like, here's the steering wheel, and here's you.
She's like Mario Kart.
All right, if we didn't get to your sign, I'll post on our website, JohnJRich.com.
John, Jay, and Rich.
Not that long ago, there was a murder on my street. Made national news. It written in People magazine. It was everything. And then Rich was like, I wonder who else has had a murder on their street. Haley,
yes.
did you have a murder on your street?
So my mother was a teacher at the school that I went to, and this kid that she was teaching was a troublemaker. And he got in trouble one day for attacking somebody at school, so they sent him home. Well, he lived across the street, which was down the street from my house. And when he got home, his little sister came home from school. She was a friend of mine on the volleyball team. And he murdered her.
Oh.
And then he did some, like morbid stuff to her body afterwards in the backyard. And then when his dad came home, his dad was killed. He killed his dad and then stole his dad's paycheck, and he got caught because he tried to go to the bank and cash the paycheck.
Oh my God.
He was 12.
What city is this? Was it in the news?
It was in Glendale.
Terrible.
All right, thank you, Haley. We got to look that up. All right, have a great day.
You too, bye.
Lauren, was there a murder on your street?
Yeah, it actually happened on my street, and we saw the killer that did it.
Can we have some details?
Yeah, so when I was little, my little brother and I were jumping on the trampoline. It was a summer night. My dad was watering the plants, and we thought we saw the elote man, the corn man. So we jump off the trampoline. We run to the fence. There was like a bush, so we couldn't really see him, but we saw this man pushing a shopping cart, which looked like he had the corn mace inside of it. So we say hi, hello, senor. We go ask my dad for $1. My dad won't give me $1, so that's just the end of it. We didn't think anything of it. The next morning, the cops come knocking on our door, and they ask to speak to my dad. My dad comes and pulls me and my little brother like a little bit later, and he starts questioning us about the elote man. What did he look like? What was he wearing? We really couldn't remember anything, just that it looked like the elote man because of the shopping cart and the big round thing, and then like he was struggling to push the shopping cart. Come to find out, this is the killer Juan Delgado. This is the case of Juan Delgado out of La Habra, California. This man actually killed this boy and chopped his body into little pieces and put those pieces into cement concrete cylinders, and he happened to put 2 of those cylinder blocks around my house.
Oh, my God.
And they ended up arresting him. He was a one-arm Egyptian man, which explains why he was struggling so much to push that cart. Crazy story. A year later, my rabbits go missing. I used to have bunnies. They go missing. We find my rabbit across the street from my house, and they were clearly killed by someone or something. Next to my rabbits is the final remaining piece of Juan Delgado.
What
That
the
is
heck?
so creepy.
Is Juan Delgado the kid or the murderer?
He's the kid that was killed, and the murderer was a Egyptian guy who had to have an accomplice because a year later, this person provided the last remaining piece of Juan Delgado.
Oh, so, yeah, they were working together.
They had to have, yeah.
That is just terrifying all the way around.
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now, and guess what? There's a lot of murderers named Juan Delgado. I'm trying to find the victim.
Yeah, it was a little boy, Juan Delgado, La Habra, California. The article, God, this was back in the 90s, but my brother...
And you were like living next to a cornfield? Is that why he was the elote man?
This is La Habra, California, so there's a lot of elote mans in the neighborhood.
You know what? The elote man is the guy that sells all the candy and sells the street corn and has a cart, has a shopping, the little cart that he's pushed around.
I missed that whole thing. So sorry.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much, Lauren, for calling in and sharing that story.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Prayers for Juan Delgado.
John, Jay, and Rich.
We are like a whole vibe.
It's time for Stacks and Acts. I have Stacks information. Rich has life hacks. I sent this to our group chat last night because I was so excited. New report says that 78% of Gen Zers listen to the radio. The headline declared, radio is back, and Gen Z's listening habits are changing the face of media. So thank you for listening to us, no matter what Gen you are. Gen X, Boomers, Millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Alpha, thank you.
Think of us as a totally live podcast. That's what we are.
That's what we are. A new list of the top signs you need a vacation include feeling burnt out, daydreaming about a trip, and getting irritated with others. The baby brand Frida is debuting breast milk ice cream. I saw Peyton talk about this.
Yeah, gross.
They claim it's not an April Fool's joke. It's made with real breast milk, and it tastes like it, apparently.
Why?
Why? That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we need that for? I remember one time my mom had told me a story. She's a realtor, so when she sells houses, like a lot of times her clients will gift her things, and they made her mac and cheese. And my mom went to go eat the mac and cheese, and she had looked at the text from the girl that gave it to her, and she had made the mac and cheese with her breast milk and gave it to our family to eat.
Oh my, no wonder you don't eat
I
other
think if
people's
you're going to buy breast milk ice cream, there should be a picture of the breasts that made that ice cream.
Of course, John Jay. Oh, my gosh.
No.
A restaurant in Indiana didn't pay a plumber for clearing a pipe, so the plumber went back the next day and reclogged it with a balloon. Could have caused so much damage. Brat Summer was last year. Now influencers are having what's called Dilly Dally Spring. That's where you go out, but you do nothing important.
You're just dilly-dally.
I've done that my whole life. USA Today did a story on loyalty testers, people you can hire to flirt with your significant other to see if they'd ever cheat on you.
Dangerous. Very dangerous. Although I guess we do that with War of the Roses, so who are we to talk?
What do you got for life hacks?
The Zoom call's not going away, people. It's a sad fact of life. We all were hoping that once the Rona ended that we wouldn't have to do Zoom calls, but it is a fact of life. And you know what people on the Zoom call notice the most is that you're looking at yourself and you're not paying attention to what they're saying. So if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to influence somebody, if you're trying to encourage engagement, I've got the hack that's going to save you from looking like you're disinterested. What you need to do is this. Tape a little picture of something that you like to look at. It could be the face of your child, your sweetie, or just something that you find nice to look at and put it next to the camera. So that way you'll look at that and it'll look like you're looking at the camera instead of looking to see what you look like on the Zoom call. And you will seem like you're more engaged in the conversation, and then you'll probably get hired for some great job because they do a lot of Zoom interviews too. So try that out. That hack can be found at johnjaneRich.com.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, To be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
Hey, don't tell anybody. John Jay and Rich gave me their personal cell phone number.
Where's my freaking phone?
877-937-1047. It's John Jay and Rich.
It's John Jay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. The text line, you text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. So many texts right now about people who had a murder on their street. So many. And we were talking about Kermit the Frog doing the commencement speech. Looks like Kermit's the speaker at the University of Maryland's commencement ceremony. That's wild. Anyway.
I'd be excited about that if I was a student there.
And how do they do that? Do they just have like they have to make the podium extra big so that the puppeteer can hide?
That's weird. So yesterday it was a pretty cool moment. We had a band in the studio. They performed yesterday. They performed last night at the Van Buren, and they come and they hung out with us, and then they performed in our little special studio. And I believe it's a podcast. Has our interview with them? I'm assuming it's yesterday's podcast. No, anyone know? Afterwards? Yeah, it is. Okay, it was afterwards podcast. The band is called Johnny Swim, and while we're talking to the band, their husband and wife, really nice people, it comes out that the daughter, or the woman, the wife, Amanda, she's the daughter of Donna Summer, disco legend. And then somehow, I didn't know this till this morning, that Peyton, you had like some epiphany.
Yeah. So yesterday, everyone, we were in the podcast, and I'm sitting next to Kyle, and everyone's talking about Donna Summer, and this is Donna Summer's daughter. And in my head, I'm like, who's Donna Summer? Right? But you guys are talking about her like she's this iconic artist, right?
She's a disco queen.
Yeah,
she's a queen. Remember, because her husband said royalty?
Yeah, and that's what. And so I was very confused for the majority of it when we were talking about that. So after I had asked Kyle, I was like, Kyle, who is Donna Summers? And she started singing a Donna Summer song to me, and I was like, oh, I totally know that song.
Okay, wait, it's Donna Summer.
Yeah.
Not Summers.
Sorry, Donna Summer.
What song did you start singing to her, Kyle?
Like, ooh, love to love you, baby. Ooh. And if it was like, oh my God, I know that song. I know that. I'm like, I bet you know a lot of her songs, quite honestly.
I bet you know tons of her songs.
So I get into the car, and I'm like, I wonder which Donna Summer songs I know. So I start scrolling, and then I come across this song, and I'm like, this can't be Donna Summer. So I click on it, and it just instantly transported me back to when I was 8 years old, and I danced. And the most traumatizing thing ever happened to me. And what had happened, it was to this song.
This is Slammer.
Literal me, just 8 years old, dancing. And I'm looking in the crowd, and all of a sudden I see everybody's hands start covering their mouths. And I'm like, what's going on? And I see my mom in the background pointing down. And my entire top fell off.
Oh my God. Oh, that is humiliating.
They didn't stop the track and tell you to cover up.
Oh my goodness,
someone.
And so I pulled it. I'm holding my shirt up, and I remember my mom wasn't the person that was helping me put my costume on. And I remember my mom was a little concerned about that, making sure it was safety pinned in the right way. So I remember I finished the dance, and I was holding it. I finished the dance, and then I wanted to go back out and do it again. And then I forgot my dance completely. And then from that moment on, I never danced ever again. I told my mom, I said, I want to play basketball. I don't want to wear these little dresses and tap shoes. I hate it here.
Wait, so you went out again? You went out again to do it again?
Yeah.
And then forgot how to do the dance.
I literally went out and got it.
So it's twice as traumatizing.
That's so
You think once your
sad.
top came down, you walked off the stage, you're done.
You blocked this whole genre out of your brain.
Yeah. Bet you guys didn't know I used to dance back in the day.
Did you listen to any other Donna Summer songs to recognize them all? There's so many.
I listened to On the Radio.
Oh, which is great.
Which was, I've never heard that song actually because I sent the pictures like in our family group chat, and my grandma was like, "Did they find you on the radio? Get it? Wink, wink."
Telephone is and funny on the radio.
Yeah, it was a good song.
And then there's
liked
that, someone left the cake out in the rain.
That's in Beetlejuice, the new Beetlejuice. They play the...
You know that song?
No, I'm familiar from Beetlejuice. But
She doesn't do It's Raining Men, right?
No, that's Weather Girls.
What else does she have?
Well, she does that song with Barbara Streisand. I said, your mom outsang Barbara Streisand on that. Enough is enough is enough. It's a great song.
Is there? We
Super
don't have Donna.
up-tempo.
You don't have like back in the day. You had that iPod hooked up with all this music.
It's a little slower now, but I can grab something.
Because I just want to be. I want people to be like, oh yeah.
my trauma was brought back to me yesterday.
I think my favorite part of the podcast yesterday is when we addressed Johnny Swim's name.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You totally know this.
You have to listen to the podcast to find out why they call themselves Johnny Swim. Oh, this is a legendary song.
I think this is probably the biggest one.
This is their biggest song? No way.
I think so. I can look here in a
Let's get
second.
to some lyrics. Maybe I'll know it then.
Well, back then we had long intros, so DJs could talk up the intros.
I don't know, guys. Get it, Kyle? I'll get a little concert.
How could you not know this is like in a gajillion movies, too?
I just asked ChatGPT or Google. I said, what's the biggest Donna Summer hit? Hot Stuff, Bad Girls, and Last Dance.
Last
Dance. That's Last Dance. See, you know that song.
I know that one.
Yeah, so that's one of her biggest songs.
That's at all the weddings.
Yes. Oh, it's probably in the middle of the night.
This would be a big karaoke song, too. You know this jam right here.
So we interviewed her daughter yesterday, and it was really cool.
They were so nice. They really, I didn't know a whole lot about them, honestly, them coming in, and they just won me over. Like, I'm a fan now.
I could tell. That's why I could tell. I was like, I booked it all, so I planned it all, and I was kind of like, Nick did, but I'm the one that brought the band in, and I was kind of like excited that it went as well as it went.
It went
really
great.
awesome. I actually got a little teary-eyed at one point. I literally told Kai, I was like, I'm about to cry. And it was because they were singing, but together, like, they're married, right? They have this family, and just the way that they look at each other while they're just in their element, I'm like, to just be able to love someone in that way, like, is just such a blessing.
I see that when Rich looks at me.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a picture and do one of those memes, like find someone that looks at you. Yeah. Like these two look at each other and they sing.
I think what you're picking up is, I got an eye twitch because of you.
This is an idea.
That won't go away.
The band we're talking about is called Johnny Swim, right? They've been around for like 10 years. Anyway, this is the Last Dance. This is the best part.
So let's dance.
Come on now.
Let's dance. Let me turn it up in my headphones.
So we interviewed Donna Summer's daughter yesterday. She's in the band Johnny Swim, and they were great. They performed at Van Buren last night, and they were awesome. So check them out. Okay, now, let's switch gears, shall we? Rich, how did you phrase this? You got the call that no one wants to get or something?
It's true. My old roommate, when I lived in San Diego, called me yesterday, and she said, I need to call you. I hope you're in a place where you can talk, because I need to tell you that our friend Pat just lost his battle with cancer.
Oh, that's
I'm
so
sorry.
sad.
So I'm quiet for a second, and I'm trying to figure out who she's talking about, because it doesn't really ring a bell off the top of my head when she says Pat lost his battle with cancer. And I said, what kind of cancer? And she said prostate cancer. And so I reached for a clue to see if I can figure out who she's talking about, because obviously I know. I lived with my roommate for 5 years. We probably had the same exact friend group. And I said, he was so young. And she's like, not really. He was retired. He wasn't really young, but he did work at a hospital, and he was a really good doctor. So you would think that he would get checked more often. So I'm quiet for a minute. I'm like, well, thanks for calling me. And so I go and hang up, and I look up to see if I have his name in my phone, because for my whole life I've been a producer or a radio person that keeps contacts, and I could not find Pat's name in my contacts. So I'm thinking, either I don't remember somebody who was a pretty good friend of mine, or my roommate thinks I know somebody who died and I have no idea who it is. So I look up the picture, don't recognize him. I look up the service and I call Stacy and I'm telling her, and she is no help at all. She's just laughing her head off that I don't remember somebody that passed away. And I'm like, do I send flowers to the funeral? So it's a day later, and I've looked up. I'm not connected to them on Insta or Facebook. Or Facebook for that matter. I have no idea who Pat is, but I'm very sorry for his family. I'm almost 100% sure I have no idea who this is.
Oh, my God.
Not even close to
You could have played Last Dance for them.
You need to insert that Keke Palmer quote.
What's that?
I do not know that man. I'm sorry to that man.
I think I'm pretty good with names.
Are you going to the funeral?
I think I'm pretty good with my friends. I'm pretty sure I remember the people in my life. I don't think I don't really forget people, do I? I don't think so.
I don't think that's not like you.
So she may be crazy. I think my roommate might be crazy. But it was like, I needed to call you. I knew you would be upset. And I'm upset for Pat and his family. If you're listening, Pat and his family, my thoughts and prayers. But I don't think I know Pat. I'm pretty sure I don't know Pat.
That's wild.
I don't even know what to compare this to because I've never had something like this happen to me before. Where it's like, wow, that's a really sad story. I don't know anything about him, but okay.
I like how you played it off like it's your roommate. It's someone you know. You could be like, who's Pat?
Right.
I was going to, but I'm like, obviously, I got to figure this out. I need a beat. So I was just kind of going down the road.
That's the Pisces in you.
Yeah. He was so young. No, he wasn't. He retired. So I hung out with a retired doctor when I was, in my 20s in San Diego. Doesn't ring a bell.
Hey, don't tell anybody. John Jay and Rich gave me their personal cell phone number.
Where's my freaking phone?
877-937-1047. It's John Jay and Rich.
out like a sucker, no way.
John Jay and Rich. It's time for spring break bust. People on spring break, so we ask for their parents or their boyfriends or girlfriends to call us. We ask them to be our reporter, and then you listen to everything that happens. So we got Juliana on the line. Good morning, Juliana.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Are we checking in on a son or daughter?
We're checking in on my boyfriend, Aiden.
Oh, boyfriend. Oh, okay. Boyfriend. Where is he?
He is in Rocky Point.
And why are you not in Rocky Point?
Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. We've been together for a year, but when it came to planning our spring break, we couldn't agree on a place. So I went to Miami with my girls, and he went to Rocky Point with his frat brothers.
Okay. I can tell you this. Our producer, Nick, was just in Rocky Point for his spring break. Nick, how was it, dude?
It was wild, man. We got my daughter's hair braided, and we picked up seashells. Dude, it was lit.
What if he says that? We get 8 on. Yeah, man, we got some good seashells.
I gotta say, though, Rocky Point being so close to Arizona, literally 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. I've done spring break in Rocky Point, and it is a blast. It is so much fun.
I don't question that at all. I've seen pictures and videos. I know people go.
Yeah.
I went to Rocky Point, and I was 3 years old, and I'll never forget it.
Okay.
For real. I did. I was 3 years old. All right. Tell us a little bit about Aiden.
I want to say that I can trust him, but the way these men be acting on spring break, I don't know. He's been real shady, barely texted me. And when I FaceTimed him last night, he declined it half a ring. Half a ring.
That's fast.
Sir, were you already mid-declining? So anyway, I did what any sane, totally not crazy girlfriend would do. I had my friend's little brother, who's also in Rocky Point, keep an eye on him. And guess what?
What?
My source tells me he went to some exclusive after party last night. And apparently it was not the kind of party you go to when you have a girlfriend back home. So I literally need to know what the F he's doing.
Okay. All right. So when we ask him about being a reporter, we'll kind of get into, hey, how's it going over there? What happened last night? Tell us about last night in Rocky Point to find out about the party. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get him on the phone and let him know or ask him to be our reporter for Rocky Point. I hope he has a different experience than Nick did with his little kids. All right. Spring Break Bus continues next with John Jay and Rich.
We just want to hear from you, and I don't think that's too much to ask, and it's really stressing me out that you're not calling.
877-937-1047. It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Ain't going out like a sucker, no way.
John, Jay, and Rich, we're in the middle of spring break bust. You got Juliana. She's been with her boyfriend Aiden for a year. Now, she went to Miami for spring break. He is with his fraternity brothers in Rocky Point. And the thing is, she FaceTimed him yesterday, and he blooped her in the middle, like, right away. And I guess that irritated you, right, Juliana?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you also have inside sources to say he was at a private party last night. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it's all very sus.
Okay.
And you're already back from your spring break, so did he ever FaceTime you and you bloop him, or you pick up right away because there's nothing going on?
I mean, I'm texting back, and he hasn't really called. So, I mean, he's checked in a little bit, but I respond in a reasonable amount of time.
All right, let's see. Nick, did you get a hold of him?
I got a hold of him. He is complaining that it's a little early, so sounds like his night was wild.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Juliana, you stay quiet, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Until the right time comes in, but let's get him on. Go ahead, patch me through. Aiden.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, are you cool being our reporter for Rocky Point?
The reporter for Rocky Point?
Yeah. What we do is we call people that are on spring break, and we ask them to kind of report on what's been going on with spring break. Like, we talked to somebody in Cancun, Palm Springs, San Diego, Havasu. We haven't had anybody in Rocky Point, so we're kind of just checking around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got you.
Okay, good.
There it is.
Because we go in there and say, hey, if anybody's on spring break or you know someone on spring break, call us, give us their number. We want to call them and just kind of see how it's going. So you're on the air. We do a radio show. John, Jay, and Rich.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Hey, well, first of all, what's up, guys? Second, I got you guys. Okay. So here's the deal, right? I'm chilling, right? I'm kicking it. I'm kicking at the swim bar out here, right? I'm just minding my business, and this group of girls, right? Like they pull up, and I'm talking like bombshell. These girls are like, oh, they're dimes, right? They have this look in their eyes where they're kind of like, they know exactly what they kind of know exactly what they want, right? And tonight I'm trying to be that, you know what I mean? So they invite me to their suite, right? So I'm at the swim bar. I get invited to the suite by these bombshell girls, and they're saying it's like some kind of after party or whatever. And I'm thinking that this is just gonna be some casual drinking, maybe a few shots, whatever. I have no idea what is about to come, right? Because I get to the suite and it's a different universe. The lights are dim. There's music playing, right? And these girls are just they're staring at me like they're about to devour my soul, right? Before I know it, they start pulling us into this twisted game. They're trying to tell us guys to make out with each other and stuff like that, this weird game kind of stuff. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what the hell? And suddenly I'm being forced to kiss one of my homies, right? In front of these girls. And I'm not talking a quick little peck or whatever. They want a full makeout session. So I'm making out with the homies, right? Because the more we protest, the more they encourage it. Next thing I know, they're bringing out whips, ropes, blindfolds. These girls are straight up directing us. It's some kind of porno, yo. I swear, and not just kissing. It's full on, it's everything.
Okay, so you're doing. Why are you doing it if you don't want to do it? Or are they tempting you with hey, you do this, then we'll be with you?
It's weird. I can't really. The way that I would describe it is that when we would protest, they would make us feel weird for protesting.
But are they saying,
know what I mean?
if you make out with Dave over here, I promise you and me will go in the bedroom afterwards? Is there something like that?
Stuff like that for sure. Yeah, that was definitely stuff like it too. And then they would say, if I protested more, I'd be like, listen, I ain't trying to make out with David. They'd be they would say something like, okay, so you really don't want to make out with me then?
That's what I mean. That's what I was trying to get at. Okay, so then they bring out whips and ropes, and then what?
Bro, so they're directing us and whips, ropes, it's this stuff's crazy. I'm talking this crazy scene, bro. There's bodies and I almost think dudes are getting hurt here. It's everything though, right? Mob mentality, weird porno directed stuff, right? Everyone's either given into whatever the girls tell us to do. They're or they're kind of like, dudes are kind of freaking out a little bit, but like, we're also like all going on with it. I really can't explain this, right? But
so it's all the guys. So you're telling me there's beautiful women standing around, and there's all these guys that are doing things to each other while the beautiful women are watching.
Yeah.
The women aren't participating.
Bro, the women aren't doing nothing, but they're like directing and like handing us weaponry, basically. And it's like
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're laughing and they're like recording stuff. There was like 2 or 3 cameras at one point. It was like crazy, right? So I'm caught in the middle of this crazy mess, bro, because they're telling us stuff like they're saying we can't leave until we prove ourselves and like all this crazy stuff. It's like cult like vibes.
Sounds like
you know what I mean? So I'm in the middle of this mess. I'm barely able to like breathe, bro. I can't escape because now they've like blocked the door, right? So I feel like I'm losing my mind. At one point, I'm like just entangled in bodies, bro. Like it's just like dudes too. Like I really can't even like describe it. It was literally like I feel like a puppet on a string, bro, through this crazy. I can't even describe it, right? So okay, so at one point I can't take it anymore, right? Because I'm just among all the bodies and all the crazy stuff. So I pretended to pass out, like I faked it, but I go dead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like lose track of how long that was that I like kind of go like possum or whatever,
right?
Because I come to or whatever, right? Like I kind of open my eyes, and it's kind of the next morning.
Okay.
And I'm clothed, I'm like alive somehow, and I go to breakfast, just trying to eat real quick because I'm like, let me get my head on. So I walk out towards the kind of kitchen area that they're at real quick, and I go to get me some breakfast, and guess who I see? It's all the chicks. It's all the girls.
Okay.
And they're all just like sipping mimosas, acting like we didn't just get like this twisted like experience from hell. You know what I mean? Like they're just chilling, laughing still, like drinking mimosas, kicking it. I kind of make eye contact with one of the girls or whatever, and she just gives me this smirk like she's like the queen of this twisted like crap, bro. Like
Are you sore anywhere?
Jeez, John James.
Missing any
that
organs?
was really bad.
Bro, I'm sore everywhere, but I was like clean when I woke up.
Are you serious?
So it's like, wait.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Wait, Julie.
Can you hear me? Like, yeah, like I can't believe like that whole thing is insane. I mean, did you think for 1 second that I wasn't going to find out what happened?
Well, what happened other than him kissing Dave? What really happened?
Isn't that still cheating?
Yeah, kissing Dave is cheating, and also going to another girl's condo or whatever it is in Mexico is
because
not
you want to
cool.
hook up,
right? Because that was
like
very
making
clear,
out
right?
With dudes in front of all those girls, like.
I mean, that's all that happened.
You think?
Like you wanted to make out with those girls that bad that you would do that, like with your friends. Like that's disgusting. I mean, was I like not enough for you? Like, why would you even go to a party where they would make you do that kind of stuff? And like, and God knows what. I mean, it sounds like way more happened than just making out. You said like all sorts of like you guys were really going at it, and that's up. That's seriously disgusting.
I mean,
like, I can't believe you would do all of this behind my back.
First of all, I didn't do anything though. I want y'all to know that like this just kind of happened to me in the like I didn't do.
Yeah, but like
anything.
don't even start with the I was drunk excuse because I'm not buying that. Like, I mean, come on, you had some cognitive controls. Like,
babe, I think we were drugged though, babe. Like I feel like I wasn't like at the wheel with all that. I don't know if you heard everything I just said though, but like I said, like I think they drugged the pool bar or something like that. I don't know. They just drugged.
But why would you even follow them back into their room for some kind of like
I don't know
nonsense
but that's why,
like that?
Because I wouldn't do something. I'm not trying to do something like that. But me
going up there in their room, you're signing up to do some kind of twisted fun crap that you were signing up for some weird.
You can, I swear to, but like,
and that's so disrespectful.
You can talk to Jake, like he'll tell you the same he'll tell you the same story that happened. He was there the whole time.
I hope this was worth it, that you lost someone that actually cares about you.
All right, well, look, you two are going to have to work this out some other way, some other place. But thank you, Juliana, for coming to us. And Aiden, thanks for going on air with us. But you should probably let the hotel know what happened, or some people know what happened, especially if you got drugged. Get a couple of the other guys together.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen to other people.
You could make national news. It's kind of a big deal. That's a crazy story. All right, dude.
Well, we might.
You might.
Yeah.
Good reporting.
Be safe. Be safe. Come home safe. All right, man. That's Spring Break Bust with John Jay and Rich.
Oh, cool. Your scanner stopped. It's John Jay and Rich.
You guys were talking in here when that song was playing, which is fine. But Grant walked in and said something to me. You guys didn't hear what he said, did you?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? And I go, well, why don't you bring it up right now? So what happened, Grant?
Yeah, dog. So I had lunch with my mom, who is 70. She'll be 74 years old tomorrow.
No,
or in
happy
like 2
birthday.
days.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Mom, like recently divorced mom.
Recently divorced within the last couple years.
Like married to your dad for how long?
45 years. They, some things happened,
Right.
and yeah.
Divorced.
Anyway, now we're here. So we're having lunch yesterday. We have a beautiful lunch. We had nice, mother-son bonding type situation. We get back to my apartment, and my 75-year-old neighbor, Michael, is sitting on his porch with his brand new dog, this little tiny puppy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he knows, chick magnet. If you have a little dog,
Yeah.
the ladies are going to flock. He knows what he's doing.
They're going to stop.
Shout out Michael. Cool neighbor. Anyway, so we get out of the car and we see the dog. Immediately my mom goes, ooh, let's go look at the puppy. And we play with it, that whole thing. And then Michael comes up and starts spitting game. Like, big game. He was talking about past life in the 60s, hanging out with the Grateful Dead, San Francisco, all this stuff. And my mom's like, oh, you like the Eagles? And then it's just this whole thing. He went to go see the Eagles at the Sphere, and she's like, oh my God, I met the Eagles in the 70s. And then it was this whole thing. But then she looks at Michael, and he's got some
eczema,
scratches, some scarring, some stuff like that. And she touches him, and she goes, "Ooh!" She goes, "What's this?"
Physical touch.
Yeah, she goes, "What's this?" I'm touching Kyle. Sorry, Kyle. Do I have consent to touch you? Okay. So anyway, she's touching him, and he's like, "Well, actually, these scars are from Agent Orange in the war, and these scars are the dog scratched me." But he had to throw out that he was, injured in the war. Yeah. And then she's like, she lives an hour north. And he goes, well, I love going up there. And she said, well, how about next time you get my number from Grant and you give me a call? What? So anyway, I'm watching all this happen. I'm like, what is my reaction here? Yeah, I don't know what my face is doing. I'm just staring at this situation.
Your next door neighbor.
Yeah, and he's the coolest guy. But then she's like, seriously, look, come next time you're up, we'll come hang out, we'll go, do some stuff and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, all right, sure thing, hun. And he puts his arm around her and kisses her on the side of the head.
Oh, escalated quick.
Stepdaddy Michael.
And then my mom just kind of saunters off to the car.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm like, what is happening?
What's your neighbor's name?
What?
What's his name?
Michael.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's your new stepdad?
New stepdad, Michael, dude. I love
Did
it.
she say, I'm recently divorced, also recently out of a relationship with a guy in Nigeria that I gave all my money to?
That catfished me.
She did hit him with, well, I'm single. And he goes, well, so am I. And then the energy changed,
Sparks.
dude. If we weren't outside, the temperature in the room would have gone up. You know
what's
what I mean?
next, though, right?
What?
I mean, this is escalating so fast. You're going to hear them doing it in the apartment next door.
I'm going to run next door.
Keep it down!
That's coming. That's happening.
Dude, I don't know.
What's your mom's first name?
Jolene.
Jolene.
Yeah.
Jolene
So you
and
get
Michael.
Jolene.
Keep it down!
Because on one hand, you want to be happy for your mom, right? She's out there single. This is actually a dude that isn't catfishing her. He's a real person right
he's a
there.
good guy.
You kind of want to be all right, mom, you still got it. But
But
at the same time, you're like, I don't know if I want to think about my mom doing anything
Did you find out how much money your mom gave the guy in Nigeria?
I have no idea.
But did she stop?
It's still unconfirmed, dude. As of right now, there's, as far as our conversations go, the Nigerian guy's just a nice guy.
How long have your mom and dad now been divorced?
2 years?
Do you think your mom has been intimate with anybody since the divorce?
It's a good question. I haven't asked. You want to call her up? Let's get her on the phone.
I think you'll hear about that soon enough.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mommy, can you tell me? I don't know, because I don't know if my dad has either. But I know he was cruising around the community, like in terms of
like cruising in the gay world.
No, like just he's out and about.
Just
out and about.
I think I've seen videos of your dad.
So anyway, guys.
Well, congratulations on your new dad.
Yeah, dude, I'm real excited. I'll bring him in on Monday.
Hey, new dad.
You should go over there and bring a couple baseball mitts and a ball. Hey, Mike, you want to play catch?
Have a catch. So sick, dude. I got all kinds of activities planned.
You want to watch the Final Four, Mike? Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, Grant.
Well, thanks, guys.
It's the John, Jay, and Rich radio program. 2 names, 4 hosts,
And a whole lot of fun.
It's John, Jay, and Rich.
I saw this. I thought Kelly Clarkson was on a podcast. You see what she said about American Idol? She goes, she didn't know American Idol. Now, this is the first winner of American Idol. She didn't know American Idol was a TV show until her 3rd audition.
Oh, wow. Like, what did they tell her she was trying out for?
I don't know, but it was the 3rd, and then she found out it was. And then she also says that a couple of the coaches, unnamed, she's not going to say who they are, from The Voice, were mean to her back in the day.
I wonder if they're like, if they try to play nice to her now that they see how huge she is.
Oh, probably.
No, she was huge when she was on The Voice. You know,
Mhm.
she was already Kelly Clarkson. At
Oh,
that
Clarkson
point.
went on The Voice?
Yeah, she was a
judge,
one of the chairs.
Oh, did not know that.
There was news about Selena, the singer Selena, right? The news is that Yolanda didn't get parole.
Yeah, after 30 years, she got denied her parole to get out.
What do you have on Prince Harry, Kyle?
This is pretty wild. He actually funded a charity thing and kind of got kicked out because I don't know the exact details, but there's definitely signs of major drama. So he released a statement saying it's devastating that should I say it like Prince Harry? It's devastating that the relationship between the charity's trustees and the chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation.
Untenable, good word.
So he puts that out, right? And then the chairwoman puts out a statement of her own and says there's people in this world who behave as though they're above the law and mistreat people, then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Which to me sounds like is directed exactly to Prince Harry.
There's just a lot of smart big words in there that I don't understand, but I know it's, whoa.
I know.
That should be
When I
the
read that, I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened in this charity. Like, wow.
Well, I was going to say, it's sad that's happening because I saw King Charles, who has cancer, had to be hospitalized.
Oh, that is sad.
So if he passes, that makes William the king?
Correct.
Wow.
I know.
That's so wild. All right. What about Kim K?
Kim Kardashian has been really big on helping out with prison reform, and she actually shared one of the things that happened to her that actually inspired her passion to help out with that.
So I went to a women's prison, CIW, and I sat in a room like this. And this one girl was like, my boyfriend had me go get drugs or pick something up at this apartment. And I didn't know that like was going to go down and someone died and like these crazy stories. And I thought to myself, oh my God, one time my friend had me go pick up like ecstasy at this apartment. And like, what if something happened? And I was like, I literally thought that. Well, I'm getting myself in trouble here.
So her experience that she now knows could have turned out a totally different way helped inspire her. And then she also gave, a little credit, obviously, to her dad, her father's support. Shared.
If you're the drug dealer, like, who's that? Look like Kim Kardashian.
Getting ecstasy?
No, ecstasy. You go back and sit down and watch TV. What? What does Selena Gomez do?
Selena Gomez, she made a rare comment about her past relationships, and she basically said there were times in the past where she felt like she maybe overreacted and reacted too impulsively to the past relationships, which normally she does never talk about that because everyone kind of knows who she's referring to. Although she could be referring to Charlie Puth. She could be referring to The Weeknd. But everyone assumes that she's referring to Justin Bieber, obviously. And they're like, oh, wow. So maybe this is her taking a little bit of the responsibility for the breakup, too.
You know what I think is big news, and we were talking about it a couple days ago, was about Sydney Sweeney.
I know. And now she's officially called off the engagement.
Oh.
The thing is they say they haven't actually broken up, but they had such major issues that now they were supposed to get married in May, just a couple months away, and they figured they have to postpone the wedding and figure out whether or not they stay together, figure or not whether the wedding is sometime in the future, or if they can work through their issues.
I feel like just after seeing that video of A$AP Rocky and Sydney Sweeney, I feel like she has entered her era of like, I'm a baddie, I'm a movie star, and I don't need you. That's the vibe that I get.
Oh no, that's bad.
I know. So we'll see how that pans out.
I felt like it was interesting when the movie that she did with the one guy and everyone thought they were together.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, what is that movie called? Like, I Hate You or Anybody But You. Yeah.
That's the one.
I think those were sparks.
When they were rumored to be together, I was like, oh, it's probably promotion for the movie. But then it kind of seemed like they really did have real chemistry
and they're
there.
Cute together. Like Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, like hot couple of the year.
And when that happened, I wonder if it was the beginning of the end. You know what I mean? For their relationship.
Right. Like her man saw that chemistry. Yeah. Like, it don't lie.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with Will Smith? And I know he's got an album. I don't know if it's out today. Do you guys know his album? Because he's doing a lot of press. You're seeing him everywhere. And you know what's different, which kind of bums me out a little bit, is that back in the day, because he would be on our show because he's promoting an album, dropping a song. These artists would come and do radio. Now it's all about connecting with TikTok influencers. And I saw a video that he made, and I was like, who is this person that he's doing this video with? So it's a TikTok person. I click on it, and they have 35 million followers.
Yeah, and all she does is...
You know who she is? Brooke or something like that?
I've seen her a million times.
I've never seen her before.
She's popped up on my FYB a million times, but she does like a lot of the voiceover singing videos. And she's just a cute girl, which is literally why she has her.
So Will Smith probably had his people come out and say, hey,
this girl's hot.
Get me up. I think
who's big on TikTok?
Who's big on TikTok?
That's where it's at.
Yeah, like this girl's hot
because
right now. Like Brooke is everywhere.
He also did a video with the guy, showed Kyle, and Kyle didn't know the guy, but I see the guy all the time. I can't remember his name. He's this black dude. He always talks in the mirror, and then he zooms in on his phone.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He does the life hack stuff. He'll be like, let me tell you this.
Yeah, he's now on a State Farm commercial.
I believe it.
I just watched it. He's a State Farm commercial with Jake from State Farm and Jason Bateman. And Jason Bateman's pretending to be Batman. But he's Batman.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so the guy that's Commissioner Gordon is the dude it's like all these TikTok people are getting all over TV.
Well, yeah, and people are obsessed with them. Like, one of my best friends, Megan, sends me all of these things of all these TikToks. She's like, look at this girl. Look at her story time. I'm like, one of your best friends literally does this for a living, right? Like, tune in on the radio, girl. Like, get off TikTok and listen to your friend over here.
John, Jay, and Rich. So early this morning, nobody was in here. The phone was ringing. It was just Rich and me. I picked the phone, and it's Christina calling, and she had a terrible, gruesome murder on her street.
Oh, no.
And it was just so sad. I was like, forget it. I was like, we can't talk about that on the air. And I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm going to work. What do you do? She owns a bakery. And I was like, hold on. Let's especially when it's a mom and pop bakery, we want to hear about it and promote it. So I said, can we call you? And she said, yes. Hi, Christina.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Tell us about your bakery.
Okay, so I opened the shop with my best friend. It's called Frosted Bakehouse in Ahwatukee. We have a full coffee shop and bakery, and it's just everything's made from scratch and delicious.
Okay, it sounded to me like you said Sausage House Bakery. So what's the name of the place?
No. It's called Frosted Bakehouse.
Frosted Bakehouse.
What a cute name.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, how you, prevent yourself from being a big back when you own a bakery. I would be eating all of the goods.
Okay, so we definitely have our big back moments.
So what are some of the things you guys have?
So we do cinnamon rolls from scratch, full custom cakes, cheese sandwiches, cupcakes, Pop-Tarts.
I'm looking at your stuff online right now, and I'm salivating. Everything looks so good.
Because Kyle used to bake stuff all the time. It was crazy. She would come in here and bring stuff that was so artistic. Let me ask you this. Do you make birthday cakes?
We do, yeah.
Can I order one? And let me tell you why. My wife's birthday was last Sunday. She's been out of town. She comes home today. And my son, every one of my kids called her and said happy birthday or said it to her face. They each got her presents. It was very emotional. And then she said at the end of the night of her birthday, I went to bed, and Dutch told me this. My son told me this the next day, that he goes, Mom said her birthday was perfect. All that was missing was a cake.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, man. He's like, so can we get Mom a cake? And I was going to run to the grocery store and get a cake. But maybe I could go to Frosted Baked Backs. What's it called?
Frosted Bakehouse.
Big Back Bakery.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Big Backs.
Honestly,
What?
we have just a delicious selection of cakes, so just let us know what you want, and we can definitely make it happen for you. We got to get him back some points.
You do what?
We got to get you some points with your wife.
Yes. Do you guys deliver, or is only pickup only?
So we do deliver and we do pick up also. Something on short notice. We could definitely make it happen for you, though, John Jay. We got you.
That would be great, because I go to Awatuki once every 3 years.
It's still there. So when you and your best friend decided to open this bakery, I'm wondering what the one thing that you made that made all your friends and family say, you need to open up a bakery. Like, what was the signature moment?
Okay, so we had two separate businesses that we brought together. So we met years ago as bakery managers, and then for another company, and then we had our signature things with our businesses. So her thing was definitely cinnamon rolls. Like, they're just light, fluffy, and then our secret is just like a good cream cheese glaze icing, so it like gets in all the nook and crannies of the cinnamon roll. And then my thing was I make tres leches. So if you're a tres leches fan, I can almost guarantee we have the best tres leches.
Stop. Damn it. I love tres leches.
Your place sounds dangerous.
Okay.
I can't stop looking at all these delicious things. Like, they look so, everything looks so good. And these are pictures. You know, pictures never do justice.
I know. So,
thank you guys.
Put me down for a birthday cake. I don't know what flavor. You pick the flavor. Put me down, and if I could get it delivered by 2, 3, you tell me.
Okay, sounds good. Just send me the information for the address and everything, but I definitely would suggest our strawberry shorty. It's like a vanilla bean cake with fresh made strawberry jam, and it has like that strawberry crunch on the outside that just reminds me of
I'll
like
take
that.
it. Can you put Happy
cream.
Birthday Blake on there?
You got it.
Or Happy Birthday Mom? What's better?
Mom.
Ooh, probably Happy Birthday Mom.
Happy Birthday Mom. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll call you later, but put the order in. I'm in.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
guys.
Angelina.
And honestly, things like this just mean so much to a small business, so we just want to tell you guys how much we appreciate you.
You got it. Thank you for listening and calling in.
Okay, no problem. Have a great day.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Yeah, if that last segment offended you, I am really, really sorry. Please email our management at yourmom@iheartradio.yourmom.com. It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Good morning, Julia.
Good morning.
So you want to be our contestant today, am I right?
It would be an absolute honor. I love you guys so much. I'm an OG listener from the beginning. I'm a Jonas Brothers fan because of you guys. So I just really hope I'm not so nervous that I totally failed a game.
Okay. All right, well, she can be our contestant. So here's the deal. We're going to play a game.
Call me. Y'all ready for this?
Without further ado, Celebrity Who Said That?
Okay, so Julia, you did say you are a Jonas Brothers fan. So what are the Jonas Brothers names?
Okay, there's Joe, Nick, Kevin, and Frankie.
Oh, I love that you gave us the bonus Jonas, too. But I'm going to keep it to the band. Nick, Kevin, and Joe. Today's celebrity who said that is all Nick, Kevin's, and Joe's. Will they be the Jonases? You don't know. You'll have to find out. So we'll let John Jay, Rich, and Peyton go before you so you get a feel for the game, and that'll be your time to shine. And I think you're going to do very well at this game. John Jay, here's your clip.
I'm not too good with hospitals. I get a little woozy.
Oh, that's Nick Cannon.
It is Nick Cannon. Fabulous way to start the game. John Jay, Rich?
That was embarrassing at the time. Now I don't really care.
Ooh, I feel like that's Joe Jonas. That
You're
sounds like
correct. Look at this start to this game. Nick, Kevin, or Joe is the answer to every single one of these. Peyton, you're up.
I got punched in the eye. It was really bad.
Was that Kevin Hart?
I'm okay.
No. Anyone for the steal?
I'd like to hear it again. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's JoJo Siwa.
It is JoJo Siwa.
Wait, what?
JoJo Siwa.
Dang it, I wasn't listening attentively enough.
Okay, so now, Julia, you know how the game goes. Listen closely because here's your celebrity.
This is just a public service announcement because I know people may see me out. Tore my lower abdomen, my abductors.
That's Kevin.
I can't walk.
That is Kevin.
Kevin who?
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Julia.
I think I just wanted Kevin Hart, so I think that's where I went. But I'm glad you got it, Julia.
I was like, I think Peyton has ESPN or something because that's the next celebrity. Okay, as we move into round 2, Rich is in the lead, but this next round is worth one more point than the first one. So, Julia, you definitely have time to come back. We'll start again with John Jay.
Isn't that your job? You know what? Just stay on the couch. I'll come in and anchor the weekend for you. How's that?
Whoa, sounds so... Oh, Kevin James.
Kevin James is correct. I thought out of anyone you would get that because you love comedians, John Jay. Rich?
I think that it's important to keep some things private.
Ooh, I think that's Kevin Jonas.
Oh, no, it's not.
Ryan
Anyone
Reynolds.
Oh, no. I gave this to you, Rich, because I thought you would say Nick Lachey, obviously.
Oh, it's Nick
That
Lachey.
was
It's
Nick
obviously
Lachey,
Nick Lachey.
obviously. Okay, Peyton?
Wait.
And then suddenly the whole...
I didn't even hear it.
I don't know because I had a Nick Lachey thing.
Hi, I'm Nick Lachey, and I want to shave you.
Thank you, John Jay. Thank you for that. Peyton, you're up.
And then suddenly the whole pressure of this situation shifted to me.
Right.
Or at least I felt it did, which probably is a wrong way to look at things, you know.
That's either a Nick, Kevin, or Joe. Who is it?
That is...
It's a really famous one, too.
That's Kevin Garnett from the Celtics.
Incorrect. Rich for the steal.
I know it.
Oh, you know what? Julia for the steal.
Go ahead.
I think I know. Is it Nicolas Cage?
No, it's not Nicolas Cage.
Steal
it's
again.
Kevin Costner. Kevin
Dang it. You know what, Kyle? When I saw Kevin, I was like, someone's going to have Kevin Costner, but it's definitely not going to be me because I don't know what Kevin Costner sounds like.
Well, honestly, that's why I gave you a little bit longer of a clip because I thought you'd figure it out afterwards. Okay. So, Julia, you only have 1 point. You're behind John Jay and Rich. If you get this right, you will win Jonas Brothers tickets, okay? Okay. So listen very closely.
Pressure's on.
I have a real issue with lava lamps, to be honest. They just bug me. They always have. Everything about them. I don't really know. It looks like mucus to me. Floating in a vessel.
It's either Nick, Kevin, or Joe.
I think it's Nick.
Nick who?
Nick. I don't know.
You are playing for Jonas Brothers tickets.
So, is it Nick Jonas?
It is! How did you figure that out, Julia? You just won the game! Congratulations!
All right. Hold on, Julia. You got tickets.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks for listening. Hold on. We have a special guest in the studio. It's pretty cool. Step up there, Lydia. There's another radio show. It's in Detroit, Mojo's show. And Lydia's the producer. And she wanted to sit and see how things are done the right way.
She's quickly discovered she's not going to find that
here. We actually just interviewed her and we did a whole podcast. So we're going to drop that later today in our afterwards podcast. But what do you think? How so far, how are things going?
Good.
Really good.
Good.
Except for Julia being able to play.
Oh, yeah. She didn't like Julia. She didn't think Julia could play. Julie called a little. Well, you can hear it on the podcast. You can hear why she didn't like Julia.
I think she likes Julia. She just didn't want her to be the contestant.
Let's get into this coughing situation, and maybe Lydia knows about this. Maybe it's something. Is there in Detroit where you live? Is there anything going around like a cough or a sickness?
Influenza A.
That's what it's called?
Yep.
Wow, they just got answers over there.
I know.
We've always said something's going around.
I just know my kid's been sick for like a year, and there are no answers.
Wow.
It's bad.
What's been going on with your kids, Kyle, the cough?
So my daughter, Addie, she's 10, and for, I think, literally the last year, she's had this cough, but it doesn't happen all the time, and it usually happens at night. And it's like relentless. And so I've taken her to the doctor a few times, and each time we go, they give her a breathing treatment, and the doctor says, I don't want to diagnose her with asthma, but here, take this inhaler and have her do it a couple of times a day and see if that helps. Now, in all honesty, call me a terrible mother, but we don't do the inhaler every day because the cough doesn't plague her every day. It just comes at random times. So when she does start up with the cough, I'm like, oh, you should probably be taking your inhaler. You probably should have been taking it anyways. Maybe that would have fixed the whole cough.
It got rid of it. It's like a Z-Pack. You have to take it 5 days.
I know, but it's like, for me, I'm not like anti-medicine at all, but like I do lean more towards like I would rather have a natural remedy rather than taking this medication every day. So the inhaler has medicine in it, and so if she doesn't have to take a medicine every single day, I don't want her to.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, so is she the only one with the cough?
She's the only one.
Oh, wow.
And nobody in her house gets sick from her,
Well-
and she just like randomly coughs. And I'm like, I don't like. I
Could
take
it
her
be an
places,
allergy?
and
A dinner allergy?
I don't know, maybe. And that's why I'm
Take
like
her to
bringing
see
this up,
Lydia.
because I feel like maybe someone listening will be like, this
Influenza
is
A.
your problem. You need to take her to do this.
Influenza A.
It would be a really long influenza A.
I thought
if that
Easton
were-
had a cough. No?
He was sick a while back, but then they found out he had pneumonia, and so he like was on medication for a long time, and now he's all better.
I
He's
don't know
doing fantastic.
That cough, like from the kids, I hear it just doesn't go away for a few months. So that's
It's been a
probably
lot longer
My
than
wife
that.
has that cough. She's had it for a while, too, because she was sick a little bit ago. And Peyton, is that going on in your house, too?
Not necessarily the cough or anything like that, but Kadeem has like every 3 weeks, every 2 or 3 weeks, it's like he's so sick. Like it's like he has this cold, but he's fine. And like honestly, it's kind of a disruption into my life because he wakes up in the middle of the night when I'm fast asleep and is like sweating through his clothes. He's like, I can't breathe. He's waking me up. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to do for a man that refuses to go to the doctor. Like I can't help you here, but I feel so bad for him.
Take him to see Lydia, Influenza A.
You know, your answers are all in Detroit. They always have been for both of you.
Doctor, so who knows what's going on?
Does that sound like what's going on in Detroit? Like, is this all symptoms of Influenza A?
No, you're like borderline dying.
All right, well. So what's the next step with Addie?
I don't know. I'm just hoping someone listening will be like, here's what you have to do. It is allergies, or maybe it is asthma, and she just needs to be like doing breathing treatments all the time or something. I have no idea. I don't like, because our pediatrician is like, don't bring them in unless they've had a fever over 103 for more than 5 days in a row.
More than 5 days? That seems like a long time.
I
And
know.
I feel like
Your
100.
Trust me,
pediatrician is
I
like
know.
lazy.
As a parent, I know.
And I'm not even.
What the heck?
I'm like, that does not sound right.
I'm like, fever seems really bad. Give it a couple more days.
103, they're going to burst into flames.
That's what I'm saying.
You need
That
to bring him
does
to a
not
doctor.
make sense.
But a lot of times, at the end of the 5 days, it's gone, and they're all better. So they were correct, I guess.
The doctor just doesn't want to do their job.
We don't want to see patients
Maybe
here.
that's it. I don't know.
Hey, by the way, I haven't talked about this in a minute, but on Sunday, we're dropping a new podcast, Couples Therapy, and Rich and Stacy are hosting it. Every Sunday, we're going to drop a new podcast with a different member of the show with their significant other hosting it. And this Sunday at 10 a.m., it'll be on the John J. and Rich On Demand channel.
In the eternal battle of morning show supremacy, we are one of them. It's John J. and Rich.
Kyle was talking about her daughter's got this cough, and she wants to know other ways to figure out how to solve it, right? Andrea, you got some information?
Yes, I do. Also, that cough can be very annoying. So I understand the struggle on that one a little bit.
Yeah, I think it annoys her, too, because it stops her from sleeping.
So what do you got? How can you solve it,
Yeah.
Andrea? What do you got?
So my daughter, she has, like, she was diagnosed with mild to persistent asthma. but she has allergies as well. So what I've noticed, because I kind of don't give her the inhaler all the time because they said that she's going to grow out of it, I've noticed giving her Zyrtec and like a nose spray that you can take daily. It's like the allergy one, the flucazone one. That one kind of helps, and you want to do it like sideways so it sprays like all around the nostril. That way it gets like all the medicine. That's what the doctor told me.
But Kyle wants to stay away from medicine, though. Now, by the way, I don't know.
Not if it's necessary,
If
though.
you
like
need nose spray,
I've
got
know
about
what I do.
80 bottles in the trunk of my car. Tara, good morning. You have a different response or same response?
It's a similar response.
What do you got?
So my son was also diagnosed with asthma since he was been 3 months old. And as he's gotten older, he has grown out of it. But like Kyle, I don't want to just give him medicine unless he needs it. So we only treat him when he starts to have a flare-up. And it does seem to happen more when the seasons change because of the seasonal allergies, which does go hand in hand with the asthma. But I only give it to him when he starts to have a flare-up.
Okay, that's helpful.
That usually calms it down.
Well, thank you.
They've also given him recently an inhaler, and that he kind of uses that at school if he needs it, but it's not all the time.
Yeah.
And again, you're a great mom, so don't. We have mom guilt for 1,000 reasons. Don't let this be one of them because I do the same thing, and I only give it to him as needed, not constantly.
Thank you so
Tara.
much.
All right, that's some good information. And again, if you want to give her a nose spray, I'd be willing to part with one.
I don't feel like you're
But
so
only
generous.
if you have to replace it. I'm going to need you to replace it, though. Anyway, what do you got for 3 things we need to know?
Okay. Big changes are coming for Hooters. The iconic chain is making moves. They're on the brink of bankruptcy, so they have announced they are scrapping their infamous bikini nights. They say they're rebranding to a more family-friendly focus after shifting towards more risque uniforms and marketing. They're like, oh, that's not working out for us. The CEO says, just call this a re-Hooterization of the brand, hoping to make it more approachable for all.
Is Hooters going woke?
I think maybe they just like realize that the time has passed for those uniforms, and
maybe
they want to
more
like
family friendly.
Yeah, I think they want to cast a wider net.
Following.
So the suspected killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione, you remember him? Apparently, a super fan snuck a heart-shaped note inside a pair of socks that he was allowed to bring into his court appearance. And in the note was like, "We're rooting for you. Keep your head held high. There's thousands of people wishing you luck." And then they sign it. That's not. You're not supposed to sneak stuff in like that. They don't know who did it because the note was just signed "Our Free Luigi." And I also think it was funny because he was allowed to wear the socks, but didn't wear the socks because apparently they didn't look good on him.
No,
like anyone would be focused on the socks. Yeah. So it is Lent. I know Peyton, Rich, both of you are doing stuff for Lent. You've given things up. I didn't know this, but I read that apparently that means fish is supposed to be in the menu every Friday or something like that.
Yeah, that's supposed to eat meat on Fridays.
Okay. So because of that, you know, a lot of people are still on the go and they stop by McDonald's for a fish fillet because that counts. But they say you don't want to get a not fresh fish fillet. So there's 3 words that you can say to guarantee that your fish fillet is fresh. Say that 10 times fast. They say when you order your fish fillet, say, please have it cooked to order. And they have to make it fresh.
Oh, I like that. So when I learned this hack, it's kind of the same thing for McDonald's, that if you want your fries to be made fresh, that you ask for no salt. And they'll make it fresh, and then you ask for the salt packets when you get your stuff, and you'll get the fresh, crunchy McDonald's fries.
Similar hack. You can also
fresh
say cooked
to order.
Cooked to order.
Love that.
Yes.
Thank you, Kyle.
And then you can go, what's she order? Fish fillet?
That's 3 things you need to know.
Henya. What's your name? Hanya?
Yes.
Hanya, hi.
Kenya.
Henya, hi.
Hi. Is this John Jay?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Hi. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so first of all, I love you guys. You guys put me in the best mood ever, you know, no matter what's going on with me. But I wanted to call because, you know, a long time ago, my aunt gave us this remedy for a cough, and to this day we use it. You use a pan, you get a pan of water, you boil it with you sprinkle just a little bit of oregano, not a lot, just sprinkle a little bit, and you boil it like you would a tea. You strain it, and then you put a little bit of honey. And I swear by this, and it helps relieve that cough. And you sleep all night, and it actually kind of like gets rid of it eventually because you know it's good for allergies too.
Well, perfect. Thank you so
that's
much.
Kind of cool.
How many times have I told you about oregano pills?
Yeah, oregano
And you
oil,
all
which is
laugh
But
me
this
out of
has
the-
honey in it, so it's probably easier to eat.
Yeah, that's true. Oregano, when
Try
you burn
Vicks.
that up, it's no good.
Yeah.
Elsa, good morning.
Good morning. So I just wanted to share my story. When my son was about 5 or 6 years old, he had the same exact symptoms, and we couldn't figure it out. He was diagnosed with asthma, but it's still, the inhalers wouldn't help. So when we were moving, in his closet, we found a little tree of mold growing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
because his room was right next to the kitchen, we didn't see that there was a leak there. And so, and I think he did see it, but he didn't realize. He thought it was something cute, but he never mentioned it to us. And so once we moved from that house, that all of his symptoms went away. So you might want to check maybe, if there the bathroom or something.
Yeah, and you've had some water stuff
We have
going
a lot
on.
of leaks.
Wow. Yeah, I just saw the most recent thing we had. There was like a big hole in your backyard.
Yeah, it's just par for the course. We get landscaping leaks all the time because the people who put our yard in did not actually seal any of the pipes or
They're
anything.
not landscapers.
Broadcasting live across the world right now. This is the John Jay and Rich radio program.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.